After long hours of talks between the United States and Iran, a new mechanism was born that is supposed to calm Lebanon. On paper, it sounds like diplomacy. But in reality, Iran is trying to insert itself into the room where Hezbollah is being discussed. While the IDF is still holding positions in southern Lebanon, exposing tunnels, and operating against infrastructure that was built for years with Iranian cash, Iranian knowledge, and Iranian weaponry. The question now is very clear. If Iran is trying to save Hezbollah through the negotiation table, what will it try and do in the next arena when it wants to see weapons, money, and terror cells operating against Israel? That arena is Judea and Samaria. And today, we're standing in one of its most sensitive places, Hebron. I'm Mati Shoshani, and this is Ground Report. Hebron is not just another city. It is a place where the Bible, security, terrorism, American diplomacy, Israeli sovereignty, and Palestinian politics all meet on the same street. Here stands the Cave of the Patriarchs, the place where, according to Jewish tradition, Abraham, Sarah, Isaac, Rebekah, Jacob, and Leah are buried. And here, just a few steps away, there are checkpoints. There are soldiers, closed alleyways, Jewish homes, Palestinian neighborhoods, and the ancient Abraham, our father, synagogue. This is the place where history is not inside a book. It stands in front of you with a vest, a metal detector, security cameras, and a prayer taking place next to a security checkpoint. In recent days, Hebron returned to the headlines because of a very sensitive political and legal move. Bezalel Smotrich, an Israeli minister, declared that Israel is canceling the Hebron arrangements in the field of planning and construction around the Jewish community in the city, the Cave of the Patriarchs, and Jewish heritage sites. According to him, the powers that depend on the Palestinian Hebron municipality are being moved to an Israeli track. Israel's foreign ministry quickly clarified, the entire Hebron agreement has not been canceled. This is a focused decision in the field of planning and construction. That difference matters because in Hebron, words are not just words. When an Israeli minister says, we canceled the Hebron agreement, it sounds like a sovereignty move. When the foreign minister says, we didn't cancel the agreement, it sounds like an attempt to keep the event inside a narrower legal framework. And the Palestinians, on their side, see this as damage to the status of a city, a violation of the agreements, and another step of Israeli control in the area of the Cave of the Patriarchs. Now, to understand why this is so explosive, we need to go back to 1997. The Hebron Agreement, signed during Benjamin Netanyahu's first term as prime minister with Yasser Arafat and under American sponsorship, divided the city into two areas. H1, the majority of the city, moved to Palestinian control. H2, which includes the old city, the Cave of the Patriarchs, and the Jewish community, remained under Israeli security control. And since then, Hebron has lived under a very unusual structure, a large Palestinian city with a small Jewish community inside of it. And at the center of everything, a religious site that is sacred to Jews and Muslims. It's almost unlike anywhere else in Judea and Samaria. Here, a small planning change can turn into an international question. Here, a gate that opens or closes can become a headline. Here, a decision about construction can immediately be seen as a political move. But this isn't only a political question. Hebron is also an active terrorist arena. In recent months, the IDF, Shin Bet, and Border Police have operated here against Hamas infrastructure. In a single operation, the forces searched about 350 buildings, arrested 14 wanted suspects, and confiscated rifles, pistols, knives, and additional weaponry. In another case, 3 terrorists identified with Hamas were arrested after, according to the security establishment, they planned to carry out a shooting attack in the immediate future. And last year, the Shin Bet exposed in Hebron one of the largest Hamas infrastructures uncovered in recent years, with more than 60 operatives and 22 weapons. And this is the point where we need to be very cautious and precise about Iran. There is no claim here that Iran is behind the Cave of the Patriarchs. There's no claim here that Iran is behind Smotrich's move. The connection is different, and it's security related. The Israeli security establishment has been warning for some time that Iran is trying to bring advanced weaponry, money, and operational knowledge into Judea and Samaria, not in order to officially declare an Iranian front, but in order to turn local cells into something far more dangerous. And when weapons shipments that originated in Iran include drones, explosives, grenades, machine guns, and tools that can change the balance on the ground, a city like Hebron immediately becomes a point of concern. Not because the Iranians need to stand here themselves, but because Hebron is a city with Hamas infrastructure, a deep memory of terror attacks, a large population, a small Jewish community, and a religious site that the entire world watches. This is exactly the Iranian logic we saw in Lebanon. Iran does not always need to be on the front page. Sometimes it builds capability, arms a local actor, waits for a crisis, and then tries to turn that crisis into a bargaining chip. In southern Lebanon, that actor is Hezbollah. In Judea and Samaria, the Israeli concern is that local cells will receive capabilities they didn't have beforehand. And in Hebron, that capability can ignite much more than just another security incident. And before we continue, this is the moment to help us spread the truth. If this report helps you understand what is really happening in the Middle East, click the like button, share this video with friends and family, and don't forget to subscribe to TBN Israel, the channel. Boots on the Ground was created to bring you the reality from the field in a clear voice, without unnecessary noise and without filters. Every share helps us one more person understand what stands behind the headlines. A new year has begun, and with it comes a renewed opportunity to make a real difference in the land of Israel.
The Rebuild Israel campaign is back, and this Tu B'Shvat, we are planting something powerful, an apple orchard in Israel's north, near the border with Lebanon.
But this isn't just about trees. It's about healing a wounded land.
Every tree planted brings new strength. It creates jobs, restores agriculture, and sends a clear message. The people of Israel are not giving up. Your support makes this possible. Your donations go directly to planting these trees.
Each tree is a symbol of hope, a symbol of faith, and your part in this mission leaves a lasting impact for generations to come. Plant a tree, restore the land, and build the future.
Go to www.tbn.org/rebuildisrael and be part of this mission, one tree at a time. Now we need to enter the place itself. The Cave of the Patriarchs is one of the most ancient, sacred, and sensitive sites in the land. In the book of Genesis, we're told that Abraham purchased the cave from Ephron the Hittite in order to bury Sarah there. From the perspective of Jewish tradition, this is not only a burial, it is one of Abraham's first points of hold in the land of Canaan, a public legal transaction in a field for the full price. Now, above the cave itself stands a massive stone structure from the Herodian period. Throughout history, it served Jews, Christians, and Muslims. And today, the site is effectively divided into Jewish and Muslim prayer areas, with separate entrances, special days, and strict security arrangements. After the massacre carried out by Baruch Goldstein in 1994, in which 29 Muslim worshippers were murdered, the separation inside the compound became much sharper. Since then, every change in this place is examined not only religiously, but also from a security and a political perspective. Under the structure are the caves themselves, which are usually closed to the public. And this is one of the most dramatic details here. Most people who pray at the Cave of the Patriarchs are not actually standing inside the cave, but above it. In the 1960s and 1980s, rare examinations were carried out in the space between and beneath the building. In one of the studies, pottery vessels were found and dated to the Iron Age, to the period of the First Temple. That does not scientifically prove who is buried in the cave, but it does strengthen the understanding that the place was known and held significance already thousands of years ago.
And from there, we move to the ancient Abraham Avinu synagogue. Now, this synagogue tells the Jewish story of Hebron in a different light, not through massive stones in an ancient cave, but through a community. It was built in the 16th century, served as a spiritual center for the Jews of Hebron, was abandoned after the 1929 massacre, and was later rebuilt after the Jewish presence returned to the city. If the Cave of the Patriarchs tells the story of the fathers, this synagogue tells the story of the children who held on, were uprooted, and then returned. But even here, we must hold the full picture. Hebron is a holy place for Jews, but it is also a living, crowded, sensitive, and painful Palestinian city because of the terror organizations that poison the population. Every military operation here takes place inside a civilian space. This is a city where you need to see the holiness, the threat, the security, and the human price of life in a place where everything is too close. Here on the ground, everything connects. Iran is trying to preserve Hezbollah in Lebanon. Israel is trying to prevent Hezbollah from returning to the border. And in Judea and Samaria, the security establishment is trying to prevent a situation in which Hamas infrastructure receive advanced weapons and turns the cities inside the country into arenas that look more like Lebanon or Gaza. Hebron is not Lebanon. Hebron is not Gaza. But if Iranian weaponry, cash, and knowledge reach Judea and Samaria, Hebron can turn from a local flashpoint into part of the regional campaign. That is why this episode begins in Switzerland and arrives at the Cave of the Patriarchs, because in the Middle East, negotiation rooms and checkpoints on the ground are not really disconnected from each other. What Iran demands in Lebanon shows what it wants to preserve. What Israel is doing in southern Lebanon shows what it is no longer willing to allow. What happens in Hebron shows how quickly a local front can take on regional meaning. And now, from the ancient synagogue and from the streets that lead to the Cave of Patriarchs, we'll try to understand the question that cannot be avoided. How do you protect a biblical site, Jewish life, and Israeli security without ignoring the fact that every stone here can ignite an entire arena? Because Hebron does not only ask who was here in the past, it asks who will be able to live here in security tomorrow. Guys, keep spreading the truth, follow us, and most importantly, don't forget to click the subscribe button so that you stay tuned to the truth in real time. Never miss boots on the ground. Keep looking for me, Mati Shoshani, and Yael Pinto on social media to see life in Israel through our eyes. And as always, let's end with prayer for the people of Israel. I want to remind you guys that if you're not yet actively praying, the Bible tells you to pray for the people of Israel. Pray for our men and women in arms, both in Israel and the Americans once stationed in this region. Pray for our leaders, Prime Minister Netanyahu and Trump, to do the wise and right thing, and pray for the peace of Jerusalem. Be blessed, guys, and I'll see you all the next time. Hello, this is Mati here in Jerusalem with TBN Israel.
This is Yael Pinto from TBN Israel here in Jerusalem. TBN Israel is keeping viewers informed with Israel-focused news, culture, and what God is doing in this land.
Support TBN Israel today online at tbn.org/Israel. Thank you.